How's your French?
No,
No? No French?
no French.
Okay.
Is this thing going? Okay, millennial pausing. Go back and watch the original video. It's really short, like 15 seconds, 15, 30 seconds. I wish TikTok would let you stitch a little more because I wish I could just stitch the whole video and then I didn't have to tell you guys to go back. Yeah, so this gentleman, his name is Chandra Arya or Arya. I apologize. I do not know how to pronounce his name. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. I've been wanting to talk about this and I'm like, should I do it? Should I not? You know, because some things can be a little touchy and, you know, I don't want to put myself in a difficult spot because I decided to talk about something a little too spicy. I'm on my phone because I'm looking him up right now. But essentially he is an MP and he's been apparently a part of the Liberal Party since 2015. I was not aware of him until he decided to try and announce his bid for Liberal Prime Minister. So in case those of you who do not know, Trudeau stepped down from being, well, he's still technically the Prime Minister, but he has announced his intention to step down once the Liberal Party votes in a new leader. And so right now you have several people trying to run for Liberal leadership. My money is on Mark Carney. Not that I'm voting for him, I'm not, but I'm just saying that that is my thought of who might win. Yeah, so anyway, so sorry, I'm just looking up because it says that this gentleman, Chandra, apparently he runs the district of Nepean Carleton. I wasn't aware of the city of Nepean, but I know Carleton is near Ottawa. Okay, just wanted to look him up a little bit. So in said video, I'll describe it in case you don't go back. So the journalist asks him, how is your French? He goes, nope. And the guy's like, no French? He's like, yep, no French. And he's like, well, the French is important. You know, it's important to the especially to the Quebec French Canadian people. And he's just like, nope. It's more important about what I can offer them. It's actually not important for me to be bilingual. We all know that Quebec really values Quebec sovereignty and I can offer them that. Well, he didn't say I can offer them that, but he's implying that that's what he can offer them. And he is basically saying that if French is not important, as long as he gives them what they want, they will vote for him. And I get so tickled by this kind of analysis. And by the way, yes, I do speak French. Oui, je parle français. Et ça fait longtemps que j'ai parlé en français. Je ne le parle pas couramment, mais j'ai participé dans deux sessions d'immersion au Québec en 2012 et 2016. Et oui, c'est une merveilleuse expérience. Mais anyway, English. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm so glad that the Liberal Party shut him down and would not back him for Quebec Party, our Liberal Party leadership. Although I won't lie, there was a little part of me that wanted to be petty and say, just let him do it. like my inner Darth Kermit was coming out, like, just let him do it, just for the giggles. Just let him do it. But then I thought Trump's campaign was just for the giggles, so I'm not sure if I want to go based off of that too much. How do I put this? This is very racially sensitive, and so I want to be careful with how I'm saying this, and I want to be clear that me articulating the points I'm about to say, I'm not saying this as my opinion. I'm saying this as my observation of what I have seen of Canadian culture and Canadian politics and Canadian society. First of all, that guy was dead wrong, and I don't know who convinced him that he should run for Liberal Prime Minister or Liberal leader of the Liberal Party, aka interim Prime Minister until the next election. The Quebec province and the Ontario provinces, are so heavily densely populated that the two provinces alone can skew the election either way, whether it's to the Liberal side or to the conservative side, right? And Quebec, they're very, very sensitive about their heritage, about their culture, about their way of life, and they expect that anybody who gets into a position of leadership, especially in the government that has to interact with their specific demographic and their specific province, you have to be able to speak the language. It's not acceptable for you to go into their province to try and connect with them and you do not speak their language. I mentioned when I was speaking French that I did 2 language immersion sessions in Quebec. And the first time I went, my parents and my brother drove me. My younger brother drove with me, and my niece too. Hey, shout out Niecy. We all drove to Quebec together. The second time I took the train. But my brother later told me that the experience that they had when I was with them and I could speak French and I was speaking with people there was a stark difference when they dropped me off to the language immersion and then they went back home. Complete night and day difference. Night and day. Quebec, if you enter Quebec and you leave the greater Montreal area, Montreal towards Ontario, you'll get the little grace. But once you get into those small towns, they don't mess with you if you don't speak the language. They're not playing with you. They will find it very rude and very offensive if you're trying to get their favor, curry favor, and gain their votes. And I don't mean that in any pun at all. If you're trying to solicit their votes, you will be fighting an uphill battle if you do not speak their language. They are very sensitive about that kind of thing. Very sensitive. And the fact that he was so cavalier in that interview by letting people know that he does not care to learn the language before trying to engage with these people on a deeper level. Sorry, my phone keeps shutting off. I need to charge it. Not good. And I will add an additional layer to that. He wasn't going to be successful in English Canada either. French Canada, there was no chance. If he couldn't speak the language, there's no chance. English Canada, he would have had no chance either. That's my personal opinion. Let me put it like this. There's a lot of racial tension in Canada that does not get addressed and does not get highlighted because we are the country of nice people and we are a cultural mosaic and everybody gets along here. And what people don't tell you is that there's a subtle hierarchy here that you kind of need to be aware of. I would say there's the whites, there's the East Asians, maybe people who are mixed race. Then you get to Black people. Then you get to South Asian or Arab. And then you get to the Indigenous. And that's, from my observation, how the hierarchy kind of works in Canada. And people might treat you better based on how well you assimilate to Canadian culture and values. But not always. Like, is your name anglicized? Do you have the right accent? Are you able to adopt Canadian culture? Like, do you like hockey or certain Canadian shows on TV or certain Canadian artists? Like how ingrained are you? How embracing are you of Canada? And I will say that I find that the South Asian community often gets stigmatized as an othered in Canadian society because they come to Canada and they stick very largely with their own communities. And there are some, like, I used to live in Brampton. Okay. I lived in Brampton for 20 years. A lot of people will come to Canada, not learn the language, not learn the culture. Not to say that's everybody. It's not everybody, but there are some who will not take the time to learn the nuances of the culture. And life can work for them because they have community and support, but it does not foster welcoming and friendliness from others. And trust me, I've had many a white, many a Black, many of even South Asian and East Asian come up to me and share their opinions. And I gotta say, towards the South Asian community, it's not very positive. And especially with this man with a very thick accent, and clearly showing a lack of understanding of the cultural nuances of the country, I don't think his campaign would have gone well. I don't think so at all. The Liberal Party made a good call.